Okay, time for a little update video on the Nova. Probably been a while since I've done anything, so there's quite a bit done. Charge pipes and everything are all cut to fit, hooked up to the intercoolers. I'm not sure what I said last because it's been a while since I've made a video, but pretty well everything's hooked up. Fuel lines are all hooked up. I just made this. This side is a coolant overflow tank. That's a little sight tube so you can see how much is in it. It flows in because this pipe was in my way, and turbos and elbows, all this stuff's in the way to put any kind of cylindrical catch can just right down here. So I ran this runs down and into the bottom. This teed off in the bottom, and then on the other part of that tee I just have sight tube since it's all aluminum, and this is just my wastegate here. It goes right there, but just welded on up this with my friend Eric. That side is about 1.2 liters is what that can hold overflow for the radiator, and this side is a catch can, and you probably can't see it, but inside there's a little baffle. So air comes in that side, hits the baffle, goes around, and I'm waiting on a little 48 millimeter air filter that's on a 45 that it'll sit right here. Stuff it full of steel wool, and I need it to 45 so it clears this part right here as it comes down. But yeah, I welded those are 12 AN lines. Got more lines from Wayne at Faster. So I got the cool little SS symbol on them. Match all my fuel lines. Same thing on my fuel lines, a little SS symbol on. Those are -8s, these are -12s. And the fittings fit perfect in to weld -12 fittings into where my those things, the old PCV grommets used to go. So it worked out good. I've got one there, sweeps back that way, one there, and they both go in to the catch can there. There's a little petcock drain on the bottom if you can see it. So I just did a little, that's about the only place I had room left in the car was on this driver's side wheel well, so I fabbed up all the pieces out of cardboard, made myself a little box that would fit there, and then I transferred that onto aluminum and cut it all out. And my buddy Eric helped me TIG it all up, and I added that little piece there because I knew I needed a couple relays to run the fans out here, and I wanted to run, I'm running my wires, I got 2 wires here running off of my alternator because that's connected down to the starter, and that runs back with a big wire all the way back to the trunk for my starter wire and to charge the battery. So I ran those around, and I'm still working on covering them with this stuff. But I got it covered all the way to here. I've got my signal wires for these relays hooked up, and I gotta wire those in on the inside. One of them's gonna go to my ECM as the ground to switch it on when the temperature hits a certain temperature, and then the other one is going to go to keyed hot, and that will these are my red hot wires are coming off to my, I think it's the 30 pin, and then these ones, the yellow ones, are coming off of the other side's pin, the 87 I believe, and feeding the 2 fans. The main grounds for the fans I just grounded right there to the body. So that should have my fans kick on and off when the computer tells it at a certain temperature. I wish it had fan 1 and fan 2, but it doesn't on the Fast XFI 2.0, I guess. I guess it just has 1 fan, so kind of annoying. I wish it would kick on 1 at a time, but it's going to kick on both. So I might change that later, but for now that's what I got. other than that, everything else is just about ready to go, other than making, I'll go to this side since this one's still on, but I need to make my wastegate tubes dump off, and I think what I want to do is just make a bend right here and shoot them under here. I might notch right here just the hair out, and I'm going to shoot them underneath here. I'm going to wrap them, of course, so they're not putting a lot of hot air right next to my air filters. And then I think they're going to just come out right about here on the fender. So right behind the marker light, I'll have the wastegates dump out. So I got to decide where my final hole is there, and I'll mark it and drill it out, and then I'll start mocking up pieces to weld up. I've got a bunch of stainless for that I'll have to just cut up into sections and then shoot them out. Everything else is just about ready to go. I had some lines running from here just into my PCVs to vacuum the crank, but I realized it wasn't going to be enough air movement, and then I didn't want all that junk getting sucked back into the motor, so I decided time to build a custom catch can, and I think it turned out pretty good. So that's left. A little more wiring on the inside, and got the line lock sitting right there. I'm going to install a line lock so I don't wear out my brakes on burnouts. And then, I guess I could install my windshield wiper motor. And I've got the front and rear windshield to put in, and that's it. My rear seat's just hanging up there because I was putting the seat belts in back there. And I don't know if I made a video since, but I did put all the side windows back in, all new felts, new trim up in here. It's all new. Door latches are in. Everything's dusty, but I'll get it all cleaned up when I get it rolled out of here. But got my new door panels in. You can see over there, new door panels. I added swing out door bar kits. Welded those in so it's easier to get into the seat. And then I added some gussets here. It looked like having just one weld across the top wasn't going to be strong enough, so I added these little side gussets so it has better strength torsionally up and down, just in case. I couldn't really get a weld on the bottom of that because it was too much of an angle. That's about the only thing extra inside, and I guess I got the headliner in. It's not that fantastic, not too tight, but I don't care. It was really hard to do above a roll cage. If I had some more hands, I probably could have done a better job and got all those wrinkles out, but for a race car, looks good to me. I actually did the package tray as well, and it looks okay. I need to kind of glue it down over there, but I had to make these cuts to go around the roll cage. So that's just kind of what I have to deal with there, is having those cuts. Otherwise the package tray just really wouldn't go in. So I got to talk to a guy this week about how I want to flush mount these windows in, because I took out all these little pins for the trim, and I just want to put the window in, and with those little rubber borders, that black rubber border that comes over again down the edge. I really don't care for the chrome trim on these things. So none of this car doesn't have any of the chrome trim like in the windows here or anything, so none of that chrome trim there. And I generally don't like chrome trim. I'm leaving the stuff that can't do too much about, like that, and the door handles, and a couple of the front pieces, like the eyebrow moldings are in there. I bought new ones because the other ones are messed up, but I'll have those. I'll put the hood trim back on. It's over hanging up, but I don't mind that little bit, the eyebrow moldings, and then going across the hood trim. But I don't know if I have on the updated video shown that I've got the charge pipes all hooked up coming from off the turbos. So that's an update video, and I'll be trying to fire it here pretty soon. If I can get it before I go to work, I'll make another video. Thanks. Like and subscribe so I can keep being motivated to make videos of this project.